I'm sure this is going to be clickbait, but Sam Altman said the new number one ability you need to succeed, it's not raw intelligence. What do we think it's going to be? Is it going to be adaptability? Is it going to just be able to communication? Maybe it's communication. You know, if you can communicate with the AI, I don't know. Let's get into it. We'll see. So, in the age of artificial intelligence, being knowledgeable, memorizing facts, or knowing where to go find them isn't nearly as valuable as learning how to ask great questions. Oh, I swear I didn't. I swear I didn't look at that. I thought it might be something else as well. I think this whole idea of asking great questions is something that's already a thing anyway. And I'll be honest, I've always been terrible at memorizing. Not facts, I'm quite good with facts, but like I'm pretty terrible with remembering coding related things. I think I've always just remembered where I can find the information. I'm sure many of you can relate to that. It's sort of like, which is why I hate interviewing. I hate doing coding challenges and interviews. I always have to do loads of prep for them because it's just like I don't remember stuff like that. I don't think like that. I think about what it is I'm trying to build. I don't actually try and remember a specific implementation of something in TypeScript or Python. If I need to know something, I will look it up. Obviously, having experience and exposure means that you can do that better. But yeah. Okay, essentially, if you can ask great questions to your LLM or your AI, um, oops, someone's ringing me. There will be a kind of ability. There will be a kind of ability we still really value, but it will not be raw intellectual horsepower to the same degree. You probably won't need. Yeah, you won't need it. You already need less horsepower, I would say. Even if some of these services aren't perfect, they're already really good. To the point where I can find myself. You know, you don't always have to think through a problem. Sometimes you can be lazy. So understanding how to ask thought-provoking questions, especially when trying to understand or add broader context to an idea, is already an important skill. Yeah, definitely agree with that. I actually, ages ago, tried to build a platform which was just questions, not like Quora. It was like supposed to be. It was supposed to be a platform that had like every single question. You know, everything on the platform would just be questions. It's still a fun project. Maybe I'll get back to it one day. Maybe someone else can work on it. The idea is really just that, just questions. Imagine a platform where nothing but questions. Um, so we used to put a premium on how much knowledge you had collected in your brain. I feel like this is a long time ago. I don't even think this is really the last 10 years. Uh, and if you were a fact collector that made you smart and respected, this is probably somewhat true. Now I think it's much more valuable to be a connector of dots. Yeah, this is certainly true. Being creative, being able to see like um, that's why I do like stuff like University Challenge, but I'm also like I'm not really that impressed because I know if I dedicated my energy to remembering facts, I could do it. Like it's a bit of fun, but it's not something I like to dedicate my energy and time to. Yeah, it's much more important now to uh, recognize patterns. But isn't recognizing patterns raw intelligence? Isn't that like one of the key facets of it? So Altman's observation could be interpreted in a couple of ways. Ask other people great questions, or design questions for AI chatbots so they'll give you the answers you need. I think he's definitely talking about prompt engineering here. He might not be, but that's what I think he's talking about. Obviously, his whole thing is selling AI. Um, so that's what I think he's talking about. I actually read an article the other day. It was quite interesting. Like, if you maybe you can try it now. Go into ChatGPT or whatever LLM you like to use and ask for a specific code. Go into like Project Euler or something. Get one of the problem sets, paste it in, and say solve this problem, and then just keep asking it to improve, write better code. Just write better code. Like, how many times can you do that where the code actually improves? There was an article on it. It was quite fun. Um, but yeah, that was sort of beside the point on a tangent, as always. Asking other people clear, concise questions can show empathy or establish your credibility. Communication is still going to be huge. I don't think that's ever going. I always think, you know, communication is going to be big, and liability is going to be big. You know, someone has to be liable for programs. Prompt engineers are in crazy demand. Really? Lydia Logan, IBM's vice president of Global Education and Workforce Development said in June, some jobs paying over 100,000 a year for prompt engineering. I need to read this. Are you being serious? A gateway skill that pays 6 figures. I don't believe that. We'll have to look into that. Altman isn't the only entrepreneur preaching the career value of soft skills. Curiosity, adaptability, and mental agility are the 3 top skills young people need to land jobs, both today and in the future. Yeah, I said adaptability. I said adaptability and communication. But I think that's already been the case, right? Because, like, look at the last sort of 10 years, maybe even, yeah, let's say like the last 10 years, where people, you can look at any job listing and there's so many skills you need to know. But we all know that we don't know all of those skills, or at least they're not fresh in our minds. Like maybe we've used a bit of React at some point, so we put React on our CV, or we've used some Python, etc. But we know they're not something that we know loads about. But what we do know as engineers we know that we trust our ability to learn quickly and like refresh our minds and stuff like that. Both today and in the future job market. Billionaire investor Mark Cuban told CNBC make it last year. CNBC make it last year. I think CNBC make it is like the thing, and then he said it last year. I can pretend that I'm going to be able to predict where AI is going and the exact impact on the job market, but I'd be lying. I have no idea. I think this is true for most people. We've been looking at a lot of posts on R Singularity in my previous one, so that's quite fun. You can check those out, but we don't actually know. Well, I do know that I'm going to pay attention and be agile and be curious and be able to adapt. Yep. Recruiters are particularly looking for adaptability among job applicants right now, with employers placing a premium on workers who can adjust to new situations over time. Again, this has been the case for the last 10 years, I think it's only really older people who have sort of been in the same job doing the same thing. I think us young people, have already been in a market where we're constantly, every job I've had, I'm using different tech, despite it being like, okay, this is something yeah. So we're already adaptable. That's what makes us valuable. Instead, people will need to help the technology learn critical thinking skills to strengthen arguments and come up with new ideas, he said. I think he's talking about prompt engineering here. He's saying, instead, people will need to help the technology learn critical thinking skills to strengthen arguments and come up with new ideas. So he's saying you need to prompt in a way that leads to new outcomes from whatever you're interfacing with. What else? I have certainly gotten the greatest professional joy from having to really creatively reason through a problem and figure out an answer that no one's figured out before, said Altman, worrying. What I expect to happen in reality is there's going to be a new way we work on the hard problems. Yeah. I think sometimes unless you're doing it for fun, it does now sometimes feel like when you're solving a difficult problem, you're wasting time. Because quite often I do feel like with someone, let's be real, almost every problem you're ever going to run into has been solved by someone already on the internet, which is why when you ask ChatGPT to solve a problem, it's able to solve that problem for you because someone has already solved that problem. It doesn't solve the problem, someone else has, and it's just regurgitating what they've said and what their solution was. And sometimes obviously trying to update it with what's new. But I feel like I lost my trail of thought. But yeah, so sometimes it feels like a waste of time to go in depth and really work out how to solve a problem. That's sort of beside the point, but it's just a thought I had, I guess. Want to up your AI skills and be more productive? Hey, no. Don't try and sell me a course. Alright, let's have a look at the course. Let's see. I guess we've got a little bit of time to just look at this. I don't want to watch a video. Personal any stage of career, blah, 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 from the CEOs. 3,000 CEOs from over 30 countries, 26 generative AI has created new types of jobs like prompt engineers and AI product managers that don't require a bachelor's degree, instead emphasize technical and soft skills. This feels like a short... Even if they are making money, this feels like a job that's not going to exist for very long. It feels like a sort of, okay, we quickly need someone. But many of these jobs pay 6 figures because you know, everyone's talking about agents, right? If we're going to get agents, I feel like that you're not going to need prompt engineers, really. Um, I don't know. Maybe like one per company. Many of these jobs pay six figures. They keep saying that. Let's see. I don't believe this. Why everything they link to is just another article? This is how they get you. I actually want the jobs. Okay. Generative AI. Often in response to prompts. System on a chip. Deep learning. But this is not prompt engineering. These are actual skills. Let's go on Indeed. Is that UK? Let's go Indeed. Let's see. Prompt engineering. So has someone, you know, people prompt, say a job listing, prompt engineering jobs. I actually want to find some prompt engineer, skills, learning, AI prompt engineer. That's an actual job. Don't want to go on LinkedIn. Prompt engineer with salaries. That's a production engineer. Okay, let's see what this says. So 38 to 45, which okay, I guess is okay. Newcastle, mission, values. Benefits. Essential attributes, high level attention to detail, excellent problem solving skills, strong mathematical skills. That's not prompt engineering, bro. Prompt engineer. There you go. That's a prompt en- Oh my god. Let's move that over here because I feel like that light is kind of blinding me. Prompt engineer. Opportunity for prompt engineer to join. Salary up to 70,000. My client provides business tools to enhance effectiveness. Create prompts that elicit relevant and meaningful AI responses taking into account user intent and model capabilities. Continually fine-tune prompts based on performance metrics and user feedback. That's crazy. Okay, apparently 2 years experience. Okay, that's 2 years working in AI and NLP or related fields. Experience with LLMs, GPT, but I mean, I've got experience, loads of it. Clear communication and ability to core. But again, this is asking for Python, PyTorch, TensorFlow, so I feel like this is misleading. I think this is still someone doing engineering. I mean, not that, you know, you can't do that. I'm just saying, it's not just prompt engineering. Anyway, I feel like I'm getting distracted. We can end the video right there. And yeah, thanks for watching.